What are the most common questions that people want to meet Guruji for? Guruji gets so many written notes. What is written on them?
Either it is job, finance related, relationship, marriage, or it will be health related. Fourth will be say, okay.
Then you came to ashram. How did you decide, okay, now I'm going to go and just be there in the ashram?
Yeah, so there's a long story to that.
How did you become secretary?
In this path, your needs will be taken care of, but may not be your greeds.
What does the work of a secretary involve?
There is nothing like job satisfaction. Seva gives you satisfaction.
What are some of your observations?
What brings glory to his work is the opposite of it. When Gurudev meets anyone, when he meets someone, he is there with them 100%.
Share with us some Guru story, a miracle that you have witnessed.
When you are around him, you are living in that miracle zone. And
And what about some troubled soul like Bhoot Pisach?
Gurudev said, no way, go away. Acceptance. Many times he says that, अरे हमने ये acceptance point बोल के तो बहुत बड़ी गलती कर दी.
Welcome to another episode of Rock Class Radio. Today we are talking to Vishal Mirani ji, who is the secretary of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Guruji. We have covered several topics in this podcast. I hope you enjoy the episode till the end, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing such amazing episodes to you and that you don't miss out. Cheers. Vishal ji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Can you briefly introduce yourself for the audience?
Yeah, my name is Vishal and I'm an engineer. I graduated from IIT Delhi. I did electrical engineering and then I did a double masters in nanoscience and nanotechnology from Germany and Netherlands. And then I came to the real master, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji. And since then I've been staying in the ashram and Art of Living ashram and have been doing different sevas at the ashram, different roles. Also Art of Living teacher.
You're a IIT Delhi graduate, and then you have done double masters in nanotechnology. From that to spirituality, leaving everything and coming to the Art of Living International Center in Bangalore. What was the thought behind that journey?
So I would say it's leaving, it is getting everything actually. So I had done this Art of Living course in my first year in college only. I was looking for something that can help me improve my focus. So that's when I did this Art of Living course and it helped me. My focus improved, my grades improved. But the more interesting thing was after doing the course, my parents, they noticed that my anger also reduced. They were very curious कि तुमने क्या किया है, तुम्हारा गुस्सा कम हो गया आजकल. So then they also joined the course after that. So that was the beginning into Art of Living, which was like 2002 beginning. And yeah, then I was practicing and I was into it a little bit already. Then after my final year, or rather in my final year, you know, when you are in your college and you are in your final year and then you have interviews and the interviewer, you prepare for your interviews and then the interviewer asks you that why do you want to join this company? And when you're making this preparation, so that time I was, you know, to prepare for this question, I was thinking to myself that why do I want to join this company? Then what is the purpose? Why, you know, is it all the herd mentality? Or so these are like pressure questions. You know, they last only till the interviews happen. After that, once you get a job, or then it's all fizzles out. Okay, chodo. It doesn't matter. You go into that mundane rut. So that happened again at the end of IIT. I was really thinking, why do I want to join the company? What is it that I want to do? And so at the end of towards the end of my final year at IIT, I did one advanced course at Rishikesh that time, and Gurudev was also there, and he was meeting people. And first time I saw Gurudev and I asked कि आश्रम कब बुला रहे हो? So Gurudev looked, he said, हाँ क्या करता है तू? तो I said मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. He said अभी तो पढ़ रहा है ना, पढ़ ले फिर देखते हैं. So I was little, actually to be honest, little disappointed कि अरे यार मैं तो इतने, you know, I used to think, oh, गुरुदेव तो सब जानते हैं and ये वो, he looked as if he doesn't know, and all that happened. So then I went to do masters and then did all those things. Uh, and then after that, when I came back, I went to Netherlands. I was placed in a company and um, I had a job. So I had thought that okay, I'll come to India for some time, and then um, meet family and do some seva, and then go back and join the job. So when I came to India, I did one more advanced course, and that time again, that time when Gurudev was giving darshan, so then he came to me. He said, "हाँ कहाँ था तू?" So by that time I had forgotten everything. Like "कहाँ था तू" means what? I was even doubting. Did he even ask this question? "कहाँ था तू?" And then हाँ क्या नाम है तेरा? And then so yeah, so more things happened, and then I landed up there, the ashram.
One step back.
Hmm.
You did your first course, happiness course, in first year of IIT.
Mhm.
Usually, engineers and people who use more of their left brains, they might they're ignorant or just run from far away from the creative or spiritual kind of things. How did you do your first course?
No, I wouldn't say that people who are intellectual or logical, in fact, intelligent people subscribe to such things, you know, because it is very logical. If when I'm doing something, when I'm doing my job, everyone agrees that you can't be like 100% focused all the time in whatever you're doing. You definitely have a scope of increasing further. No matter at what level you are, you definitely can improve it more further. And this I could notice that there was a difference.
Hmm.
So when I was studying for IIT in my class 12, at that time I noticed this. When I used to solve my problems, so the days I would do some yoga. That time I hadn't learned any meditation, but I would do some yoga and asanas. Then that time when I would solve a problem, I would be faster and I would not be making silly mistakes.
Hmm.
So at that time I had thought that I I want to learn something, find someone who can teach me to handle my mind better, to be able to focus better. So I wanted to learn. I was looking for something like that.
Oh, the desire had come in you, and you yourself wanted to search. It wasn't imposed by anybody else or suggested by someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
You were actively searching for that.
I was kind of actively only. Yeah, kind of, you can say. Yeah. Because I saw this difference. Like, yeah.
Hmm.
So I'll share one example. The night before my IIT exam, I was not able to sleep. I was so anxious because, I've spent 2 years studying for this, and the main juice of that is next day. So you have to perform. So that there was so much pressure and I couldn't sleep. So I had to take half a sleeping pill. My parents said, no, if you don't rest, then how will you perform the next day? So they gave one half sleeping pill, then I could sleep. And then also in the exam, there was a question. This is the IIT main exam. There was a question, something about like a hemisphere was there, and some water is there, something is there, and then I had to find the area of a circle and integrate it. So when I was solving the problem, I wrote the area of circle. I wrote 2 pi r.
Hmm.
So, in class 8 we studied area of circle is pi r square. And now I'm doing IIT and I wrote 2 pi r and I solved the whole 10 marks problem writing 2 pi r से जो भी होता है पूरा गलत हो गया. So, just that presence of mind, the right time, right thought at the right time. So definitely I felt that there is a lot of scope of improvement. And
Then you did your first happiness course in IIT. What changes did you observe in that, and how were things around you?
yeah, so the semester in which I did this was my second semester. The semester which I did the course in that semester, I that was the highest SGPA that I got in the whole IIT term actually. And my grades improved. That very year, I also went to represent IIT in athletics in 100 meters.
Wow.
So in first year, representing and going for inter-IIT sports, that was a big deal there actually. Because IIT people are all are very studious, but being able to participate in different activities, that also was a big change that I could.
And how would your friends react in IIT Delhi? Your hostel mates or college mates?
Yeah, friends would initially though, one friend joined with me that time, and few friends joined, and many when we came back they were like, yeah, aa gaye Babaji, Guruji, namaste. They would make fun basically. Yeah. But then later at the end of the day, they also realized, no, this is something good. And they would also ask, okay, how does it help? And they also saw this difference.
Mm-hmm.
Once I remember, I was doing this DSN course. And I used to leave the hostel at 4 a.m. I would get up at 4 a.m. and come back at 12 at night. And that was for 3-4 days fully. And all the people in my wing, they were like, Mirani, your energy level is so good. Yeah, you are so energetic. How do you do that? This was little later, of course, 1 or 2 years later. But
after you graduated, you did your advanced course and then went to Germany or Netherlands?
Advanced course I had done, that was my third advanced course. So first Germany, yeah. First year was in Germany and second year was in Netherlands.
Why did you choose nanotechnology?
So it was actually bio nanotechnology. So there were 2-3 reasons. One was there was a scholarship for that. And I was getting that, and it was a little on biomedical side. So that also, although I had not studied, but it was a little interest. And third was that my girlfriend was there where my study was. So
was that the main reason?
Yeah, that also was, that was actually probably at that time, yes, the main reason.
So then not just one, you went for another degree, double masters.
Yeah, no, so this was actually one thing. It was a double Erasmus Mundus double masters. So it was a package kind of
package, double masters package.
2 years mein double.
So how did that knowledge benefit after that?
After the IIT. Acha. How did nanotechnology help me after I came here?
Yeah.
Well, after the nanotechnology masters, even my job in Netherlands was consulting, technical consulting. So that also was nowhere related to nanotechnology as such. but the general aptitude and the exposure that you get to the audience and people, and that's what we take away usually.
Hmm.
That's what in IITs everywhere 90-95% of the
Hmm.
people what they study is not what they do.
Approach and the attitude to solving problems is what is.
You learn, yeah.
Hmm. Then you came to ashram. How did you decide, okay, now I'm going to go and just be there in the ashram?
Yeah, so there's a long story to that. um, so like I was sharing earlier that so on one side I had this job which is there, okay, you would have all the amenities and accessories and luxuries in life. But while I was studying there, although as a student I was like the best kept student kind of, you have a scholarship, you have everything. Usually the scholarships is like 600-700 euros but I was getting like 1600 euros. So whatever I wanted was there at least as a student. And although everything was there, but there was some kind of a vacuum that I felt inside, that okay, all this is fine, but there is something higher in life, there is something bigger in life. So that's what I was kind of seeking. And when I came here and I actually did a little bit of spiritual shopping also. I did like Vipassana and few more things. But when I met Gurudev, it was different when I was in the environment.
Hmm.
So that's what inspired me. Then I thought that, spending time around Gurudev and being in this energy, okay, 10 years down the line, how do I want to see myself? On one side, I see the people who interviewed me. Do I want to become like them? Because in a job, if I had joined, I would probably be after a few years like how they were interviewing, and I would be like them. Or I want to be like someone who interviewed me here. Few years down the line, how people are. Do I want to become like these people, or do I want to become like those people?
Hmm.
So मन तो था ये करने का. Even after IIT, मन तो था मगर दम नहीं था.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of courage um, to follow something that everyone is not doing,
Yeah, exactly, because it's so many years of practice, no? You prepare for the entrance exams. Your whole childhood you have been said, or usually you hear that you should aim for IITs or IIMs and grow up and do that. So until that point, your mind was always being prepared to get an IIT, get a good job, settle outside, and then dropping everything of that, of so many years, the thought pattern, and just coming to ashram and a new track that you hadn't actually thought about or heard about before.
No, see, here again, that till IIT or that knowledge part is one. But after IIT, you take up a job which is usually not linked to what you have studied. At least in IITs, 90-95% of people, they are not like a mechanical engineer. Maybe only in case of mechanical or computer science people, they may be doing their job. But otherwise, everyone is probably doing a software job or a managerial job. So it's not related to what you have studied. Now the difference here is only that there it's very well structured. Okay, you will join a job, you will get a certain package, you will get every month some money. यही तो है ना. Job में क्या है? You get certain money every month and you keep doing some job for someone whom you don't know. And here it is, you still work, you still do some things, you contribute to people's lives, and you work towards a goal, or you work for a person who is whom you feel like working for, or do a project or things that you feel like contributing towards.
What were your thoughts on money at that time? Because all this secure life and package, what the society deems as secure, everything is there, you'll get everything. And come into a life like this where you don't know where it is going to come from, and it's so much like a service or a NGO kind of work.
Correct. Yeah. So that's what this dialogue I gave to my mom. Actually, my teacher had told me this, that in this path your needs will be taken care of, but may not be your greeds. So needs are taken care of, greeds may not be. But if you see, there is no limit to greeds. No matter what you get, greeds just keep going higher. Some greeds are taken care here also, actually. But if you're ready to let go of that, then it is.
And what did you tell your parents?
To my mom, I gave this dialogue that, Mom, my needs will be taken care of, but may not be my greeds. And yeah, mom was quite shaken actually. Dad was still okay. Mom was shaken कि इतना वो पढ़ाया लिखाया और IIT किया, अभी इतने यूरो तुमने बोला कमाओगे भेजोगे घर और अभी वो सब गया, तुम आश्रम में आके बर्तन धोगे.
And the fun fact is now even they have come here.
Yeah.
What were the sevas you're doing after you joined here?
So initially, yeah. So when I joined, I was working in the youth desk with my teacher Baba. Me also. So Baba was my teacher.
Oh wow.
I did the first course also. Baba had come to my hostel and we had a satsang, introductory session. Baba and Swami Brahmateji, they both had come to the hostel and there was a satsang, and then I had joined the course. So I was working with Baba and got trained for youth courses and stuff related to youth. That was initially. Then I joined the events at the ashram. All the ashram events, right from the courses and like Navratri, Shivratri, and all the other, every week there are courses at the ashram. Basic course, advanced course, blessing course, this and all the courses. So
I'm smiling so much because when people who are not associated or don't know about ashrams think about ashrams that were shown in Ramayana or some other series like that, like it's a jhopdi hai and there are people who are just sitting around and there's nothing much. But can you tell the audience what actually the Art of Living ashram is like? There's so many departments and so many things happening here.
Correct. So ashram, I had written this blog also. In my blog, I had written this. This ashram is like a university where there are nursery classes and primary class and secondary class and then PhD. So ashramites, some may be interns, some may be PhD students, and Swamijis are like professors. Then there are visiting professors like Swamijis who come and you get to learn about yourself. That's the goal of this research. And the ashram here in Art of Living ashram is like a very active place where every week thousands of people come and you have to take care. Now if thousands of people come, they will eat here, they will stay here. So preparing food for all these people, there's a kitchen department. They will stay here, there's a housing department. Then they're eating here, they're staying here, but they will be doing some programs, they'll be doing something, right? So that's the events department, taking care of all the events that happen, the different courses that happen. Then there is teachers who come and teach, so there is coordination involved there. Then there are visitors who come. Thousands of people come on weekends, so they need to be shown, they need to be given information. This is the information department. Now to coordinate between all these things, then you need administration. So like that, ashram has like 60 departments. And yeah,
And it's like a mini township, right? Everything you can get inside ashram, from clothes to food, stationery, everything. You don't need to go out for anything.
yeah, from clothes to cows.
Yeah, there is agriculture also,
Yeah,
growing your own vegetables. There is hospital here,
yeah. Gaushala, there is milk,
Goshala.
then there is software and IT department. Everyone needs internet connection these days. Then everything, you name it.
Real estate is there. Then tourism is also there.
Yeah.
Designer. I just heard about the Fashion Institute opening up.
Then this RDP, rural development programs. Then yeah, a lot of rural youth are brought here and trained to do simple skills, trained in different simple skills. Like that's the need of the hours, no? Like more MBAs are not really needed now. There are MBAs, enough of MBAs, but are there enough plumbers? Are there enough electricians? So we need people trained in that. Are there enough nurses? So many people in old age, kids leave their parents, and who will take care of the parents? They look for nurses. Who will take care? Reliable, good, trained people. All that happens. So
And even schools. There's like
Schools.
adopted children from Northeast and other countries. Thousands of schools across India, and that is also being managed here.
yeah.
So Art of Living is a international center. I mean, the organization is working in 180 countries. So all the management work happens here. So that's another department for coordinating all those
Headquarters.
activities around the world.
Yeah. There's
And-
lot of work.
Multinational organization. One of the top NGOs in the world, I believe.
Yeah. It's,
Most efficient. Guruji was saying that 100% projects get complete. WTO president was asking him how do your projects get 100% success?
that's the thing. The people, when they come here, they are driven. They come with that ownership. That's the
Beautiful. So then how did you become secretary?
secretary. Just one fine day, Gurudev said, "Oh, अच्छा अभी क्या कर रहे हो तुम?" I said, "वही events में कर रहा हूँ." Because he had told me, हाँ तुम events में करो. Events में करो. अच्छा तो फिर तुम क्या secretary join करोगे? नहीं. He said, अच्छा तो तुम अभी secretariat में join कर लो. So I was like, okay. Then he was like, मगर तुमको कन्नड़ा तो नहीं आता? मैंने बोला मैं सीख लूँगा. So
So you've learned.
yeah, I had to learn. I mean, yeah, still learning, but yes.
What does the work of a secretary involve?
It's like a seva only. You present, morning you reach to Gurudev, report, and then yeah, plan his schedule. Like I mainly I don't travel much with him, but see the appointments here. Whoever has to say, people have to communicate to him. He has to communicate to people. He has to plan different departments, other people, all that. His phone calls, messages, email, all that.
So there's a lot of information load
From
from everywhere.
everywhere. And you have to filter and bring the relevant things to.
Being a secretary to Guruji is like being a secretary to any prime minister or president of a country, right? Or a top president of a MNC. because the level of information he receives across the world
Yeah.
from all sectors, from all backgrounds. So it must be a challenging task, not an easy one.
Yeah. But that also he takes care, you know. He's not like a boss.
That's the difference between him and probably the MNCs.
Yeah. And you get to be in his presence and his energy.
What is the most challenging part of your work?
Challenging. Yeah, you have to say no to people. People who want to meet Gurudev, and you have to say no to them.
Mm.
And yeah, it's challenging. You can't tell them the reason. No, but why? Why can't you manage? You can't. That is a very challenging part, yeah.
So how do you say them no?
No. Usually, yeah, we don't face पीछे वो है नहीं. Yeah, otherwise when you have to talk, you tell them no, not possible. You have to be firm and
What are the most common questions that people want to meet Guruji for?
yeah, most common and the only questions. Either it is job finance related, okay. Next will be relationship marriage related, or it will be health related. These are the three baskets. Everyone falls in one of the three. Yeah. And then fourth will be say okay, seva related or service and projects and things like that. And then fifth are complaints. That's it.
So which of them gets more priority?
No, it yeah, that's it's not the thing, it's the person, people who are meeting majorly.
As in
Who would see people who are so Gurudev says three things, purity in heart, clarity in mind, sincerity in action. So people who are more into that, and actually who gets the priority if you say, then service, seva wale. Those who are more in, you only see, no, what will you like to promote? To keep solving their problems, this whole knowledge is that. All Gurudev's knowledge you apply and you see in your life, there is no problem. Right. So at least the one who is serving others and who can reach out this message to more people, the same message, which can help people from relationship problems, financial problems, health problems. So why not attend to that? So those who are more involved in seva, those people are definitely given higher priority.
Okay. So for the 3 FAQs that you get, what's a common answer you would give to everybody? Like specific FAQs and their answers.
For job related?
Job and finance related. What is the most frequently asked question and what is the answer for that?
Job and finance is usually कि एक होता है कि जॉब ही नहीं मिल रही है. जॉब नहीं मिल रही है तो अप्लाई करो. जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करो. Then some people have problem of choice. मेरी इधर जॉब लगी है या उधर जॉब लगी है, इधर जाऊं या उधर जाऊं. तो इसमें देखो किसकी ज़्यादा सैलरी है, कहाँ पे ज़्यादा सैलरी मिल रही है. बिकॉज सी इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर, जॉब यू आर डूइंग फॉर सैलरी. Job satisfaction, there is nothing like job satisfaction. Seva gives you satisfaction. Job will not give you satisfaction. Job is to fulfill your needs. So you do a job so that you get money, so that you can fulfill your needs. You do seva for fulfillment. So then you see how much time you want to give for job, how much time you want to give for seva. So there is a balance in that, and then how much money you are getting. So time, effort, and money. How much time and effort you are putting, and how much money you are getting. You see on those basis कि ये job करना है, and how much seva do you want to do.
Hmm.
Sometimes some people say that their skill is very high, and then they do little effort and they get a lot of money. So then their seva could be you can donate money.
Hmm.
And some people, their job is just to sustain there, and then rest of the time you can utilize to contribute to people's lives.
Hmm.
So that is a little subjective. So such things can be, actually it need not go to Gurudev.
Hmm.
Such things can be handled by teachers, art of living teachers, or Swamijis, or Kalagyanis,
Hmm.
scanners. Gurudev has made so many these scanners who can guide you.
What is a scanner or a Kalgyani?
Kalgyan. No, it's some things of your past, for future. They can tell you. It's all there in the space, and they tell you things happen like that. Many have shared like that, and many have shared that, oh, what you are saying is exactly what Gurudev said.
Hmm.
So it's almost like that. Yeah.
So is it like astrology?
Astrology is more on science and on, but this is on more on intuition and
Hmm.
based on that.
Like how what Guruji would do.
How about Guruji? Yeah, it is Guruji's energy only. It's almost like what Guruji would say.
Hmm.
Similar.
Great. So they can reach out to Kalgyanis,
Yeah.
scanners,
For jobs. Huh? So we were talking about jobs.
jobs and finance.
Jobs and finance. Yeah.
So any other question you get in jobs and finance?
बस job नहीं है, पैसे नहीं है, and then there will be some issues, land issues. So a mix of finance and family also, relationships. Then that कि कोई land papers or family dispute and court kachari. So that also is finance. Okay, that may be a separate basket, you can say.
But stress related to finance, maybe loans or disputes, legal disputes.
Correct.
So what is the answer for that?
No answer. You have to look case to case what to do.
Okay. The second basket is relationships.
Relationships.
What are the most FAQs in relationships, and what is the answer for that?
Relationships is इससे शादी करूँ कि नहीं करूँ. That is the most common. So वो तो one has to make their own choice. Yes, again one can get guidance. Sometimes people are disillusioned and stuck up in attractions and not seeing life practically. Sometimes they are seeing it very practically and their parents are not able to. So standard questions when people come to Gurudev are this. One is, are both the parents agreeing?
Guruji will ask.
दोनों के parents मानते हैं क्या? Then दोनों को राजी है क्या? And then फिर करो. फिर choice is yours, blessings are mine. But then of course there are many different people need different guidance. That is there. Because some people they are not sure. Some people compatibility may not be there. So there are different solutions to that. But basically,
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, if people are meditating, they are doing their sadhana, they are doing their kriya, listening to knowledge, then people intuitively, they only will get the right things that they need to do. So one is shadi karu ki nahi karu. other one is कि बहुत लड़ाई हो रही है. Once after marriage बहुत लड़ाई हो रही है. तो how do we उसका resolve, how do we resolve? So उसमें भी meditate, do your sadhana, serve, do seva, listen to knowledge, attend satsangs. That solves most of the times.
To
Get your
marry.
habits right. People have non-veg, drinking, alcohol, all that.
That is for the disputes. Or marriage is not going well.
Yeah.
And what for? Should I marry or not marry?
Should I marry or not marry in general, in life?
Whatever the FAQs you get.
Correct. So sometimes it is people are not sure whether I should marry in life or not also. So Gurudev asked, शादी करनी है जीवन में? मतलब जीवन में नहीं, शादी करनी है क्या? So that is a personal choice. If somebody wants to marry or not marry, that they have to choose. They have to decide. And then इससे करनी है कि नहीं करनी है, या करनी है तो किससे करूँ, आप ढूंढ के दो. तो है ऐसे, इसमें भी बहुत पंडोरा बॉक्स है.
हाँ, तो इससे करनी है नहीं करनी है, या how do I find, you find for me. How would you answer that?
हाँ, मिल जाएगी. करो, अपना सेवा करते रहो एंड रास्ते में मिल जाएगी. कंपैटिबल जो आना है वो साथ में. तो रिलेशनशिप में ये है कि द गोल शुड नॉट बी द रिलेशनशिप. There should be a higher goal that you are heading for. So once your goal is something higher, then you both are compatible towards the higher goal, and you both are moving towards that higher goal. ठीक है, on the way you get along together.
Example of a higher goal.
Example of enlightenment or Gurudev ka seva. One, or it could be anything. I want to podcast kuch high level, millions of people in this thing, podcast, some higher goal. And where other one is also driven. So relationship is not a goal. It's a side thing.
Basically a partnership to do some bigger project. And this is like an add-on. Relationship is an add-on.
Partnership, yeah. That works well. That's more compatible.
Suppose people are from different professions.
Yeah.
Then
also okay. I mean, if in case of love marriage, I'm saying. But yeah, if it's an arranged marriage, people have their own profession. That's fine. Yeah, it's about just compatibility then.
And how much time should one give to find out compatibility? Or first commit and then figure out?
Yeah, that's why this is the question between love marriage or arranged marriage. Some people come and say कि हमको love marriage ही करनी है, गुरुदेव bless करो. Yeah. टाइम तो उसके लिए इट्स अ पर्सनल थिंग. क्या तुम कैसे ढूंढोगे, कहाँ ढूंढोगे? डेटिंग साइट्स में ढूंढोगे? आई डाउट. जो असली आना है तो आ जाएगा वो. यू जस्ट कीप डूइंग योर वर्क एंड जिसको मिलना है वो मिल जाएंगे. क्या है, फोकस तो उस पर रखो. देखो, जो आना है, जो मिलना है, वो तो आके ही रहेंगे. जो कर्म में, जो फेट में है, जिसको आना है आपके लाइफ में, आएंगे ही. इतना फेथ रखें और अपना काम करते रहें. और प्रार्थना करें.
This thought might reduce the feverishness.
Yeah. Feverishness. That's why again sadhana. साधना करो, नॉलेज सुनो.
There's a question, right? How much efforts to put in it? And when to stop?
For relationship?
For finding somebody or trying to do something. There's a point, right? I mean, without taking any action also nothing is going to happen. But taking action when it is too much, then how do you know if it's too much or when to stop?
No, without taking any action, what is the action you're taking?
Looking for somebody actively.
So what do you do in that?
So people might go to sites, or like there are these Art of Living also has a matrimony place, or go to events. I don't know what people do, but these are the things that they would do usually.
Yeah.
So not do any of these, or
No.
just keep
ठीक है,
doing.
yeah, do apply your name, put your name in the
Hmm.
matrimony, and yeah, if somebody gets along, you talk to them, and
Hmm.
yeah. I don't have much experience in this.
All right. So what is the third basket?
Third basket of
Guruji's FAQs.
what was that?
FAQs for Guruji.
Health.
Health. So what are the FAQs for
Health
health?
is generally blessings only. Blessings चाहिए गुरुदेव ठीक हो जाए, and it works. Blessings तो और blessers भी बनाए हैं गुरुदेव ने. Sometimes there is a dilemma कि ये ऑपरेशन करें, डॉक्टर ये बोल रहा है ये करें. इसके लिए तो गुरुदेव से इसकी जो जैसा डॉक्टर बोले वैसा करो.
Professional advice.
Whatever.
The fourth basket was a seva, no? So what is the FAQ on that?
वही सेवा, ये प्रोजेक्ट है, ये प्रोजेक्ट करना है, करें गुरुदेव, हाँ करो. That's all. Usually it's just an excuse to meet Gurudev.
All right.
Yeah.
What about the questions?
Good. ये अच्छा समरी हो गया तेरे को पूरा सेक्रेटेरिएट का.
अच्छा, everyone also, no?
Yeah. For everyone.
You can share this clip. इसके भी short clips बनेंगे. You can just share that.
तो फिर मैं और भी क्लियर आंसर करता हूँ. तुम एक बार बताओ क्या क्या था वो. हो गया ना, वैसे क्लियर है ना?
हाँ, 4 baskets.
Yeah.
Relationship.
रिलेशनशिप में पहला केस क्या था कि इससे शादी करूँ कि नहीं करूँ. इससे शादी करूँ कि नहीं करूँ. फर्स्ट है कि देखो कि पेरेंट्स, दोनों साइड के पेरेंट्स मैच मानते हैं, कुंडली मैच करती है, तुम दोनों विलिंग हो तो आगे बढ़ो. फिर इनमें से किसी में भी एक प्रॉब्लम है, जैसे स्पेशली जैसे कुंडली नहीं मैच होती है, सब मान रहे हैं, पेरेंट्स मान रहे हैं पर कुंडली नहीं मैच हो रही है, तो वो गुरुदेव से ब्लेसिंग ले लेते हैं तो वो हो जाता है. मतलब इफ़ यू हैव नोन ईच अदर फॉर सम टाइम, 5 years 10 years एंड इट्स ओके, या फिर एज ज़्यादा हो गया तो चल जाता है. देन सेकेंड इज रिलेशनशिप, शादी करनी है, कोई मिल नहीं रहा है, कोई मिल नहीं रहा है, इसके लिए अपना नाम डालो साइट वगैरह में. डोंट बी टू पिकी, डोंट इतना पिकी मत हो कि यही ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, लव मैरिज ही होना चाहिए, इसको ऐसे बिहेव करना चाहिए. ज़्यादा पिकी नहीं हो, बस हाँ बेसिक चीज़ें होनी चाहिए, हैबिट्स कंपैटिबल हो, ठीक हो, वेजिटेरियन, ड्रिंकिंग नहीं, ऐसे सब. और क्या था, आपस में डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं, डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं तो वही मेडिटेट, do your sadhana, listen to knowledge on both the sides. डिस्प्यूट होते हैं, फिर फाइनली डिवोर्स करें कि नहीं करें. पहले तो शादी करें कि नहीं करें, फिर बाद में डिवोर्स करें कि नहीं. उसमें क्या 100% दे दिया आपने अगर, और अगर नहीं बनी बात तो फिर आगे बढ़ो, पर 100% दे के फिर ये होगा रिलेशनशिप्स, है ना. और कुछ था क्या इसमें?
हाँ, टू मैरी और नॉट मैरी
बोला तो.
हाँ.
अच्छा, इन जनरल,
हाँ,
whether to be a brahmachari or to get married or not. उसके लिए ना ये there are 2-3 reasons that we get married for. One is progeny. You
recreation. Progeny.
That you want to be a father, you want to take care of a child, and there is a innate desire inside that I want to see someone grow, and that, and then they will take care of me when I'm old. So that thing is also there, kind of security. Second is companionship, that you will have a companion whom you can talk with, and and third is physically sexual needs. So ye teen needs, if you can manage, then it's fine. On the other side, each of them have their own repercussions also. So there are pros and cons.
Hmm.
You want to take care of a child, पता नहीं ना क्या कैसे behave हो. It's a project. Then you are fully engaged in, it's like a 20 years project
Commitment.
So you have to take care. You will not be able to do other projects, other seva activities. It will be focused on one person. Companionship, you can get companionship otherwise also, like may not, like not necessarily female or male, or just that companionship is a feeling that you feel you can share with people.
Hmm.
So you can feel that sharing and that naturalness anywhere.
And physical needs.
Physical needs, yeah, you have to, if you are have been doing meditation sadhana, then these things even drop away. Not they don't disturb you much.
And reasons for becoming brahmachari.
Huh?
So this is for getting married. And what about saying single?
So these on these three factors, these three lines, on these three factors, you can see that which of them you need or you don't need. So इसका companionship तो है, मगर साथ में सरदर्द भी है. सरदर्द है, you have to deal with it. It's not always good, ना, you always share, but then you have to listen also and you have to take care also, and वो भी होता है, दोनों हो गया ना. And then physical, maybe you lose energy, and that energy can be utilized for higher things. So brahmachari वही है कि you can utilize that for higher things in the world.
So this covers the relationship basket. So two more basket, you want to go again over them?
Which one? Job तो हो गया ना.
job.
Job, finance क्या था?
That was done. I mean, we did all three, but if you want to go more in detail.
Third नहीं, health का बात.
Third is health.
क्या था?
The most questions you get asked or Guruji gets asked are about health.
तो health का वही है, blessings ही मांगते हैं basically. Health में और क्या है? Keep a good lifestyle. Keep vegetarian food, sattvic food, fresh food, the right nutrients. That helps a lot. Exercising daily, that helps a lot. And meditation, kriya, knowledge, being positive, and then seva.
He gets so many return notes. Guruji gets so many return notes. What is written on them, on most of them? Like frequently written.
वही वो जो fifth है ना, वही complaints and I love you Guruji. The most known thing. I love you Guruji. नहीं, written notes में यही तो होता है. Relationship, job or finance, health, और सेवा project. And thanks and complaints. That's all. Thanks will be also based on these only. Thank you, I got this beautiful job. Now I have this beautiful relationship.
Oh wow.
So it's all around these three things only. है ना? पूरा लाइफ में सबका इसी तीन में होता है. Health, finance and relationships.
Wow. These are most common. But what are some unique questions that you received and they're like very unique? You never heard this before, or something unusual even for Guruji?
Some blue starish things maybe.
Like what?
नहीं, कुछ एनर्जी आ गई, अटक गया है, या some दूसरे वर्ल्ड के लोग कुछ things like that.
So what is the answer for that?
No answer. सुनो क्या करो, मेडिसिन लो, ठीक हो जाओ.
Okay.
Yeah.
What there are different stratas of people that we visit Guruji, right from Prime Minister Modi ji to governors of state to local politicians, celebrities, and somebody from the farms, villages. What are their questions? Let's start with politicians or people in high positions like governors or chief ministers and prime ministers. What are their
Yeah,
questions?
that is usually seva only, service. Like they would say that usually they are very impressed by seeing the ashram and Gurudev's work, and then they say that we do these projects and we can join with these projects. Usually politicians are that level. So for them, one thing is it, and then next is their job and finance also. That हमें support कीजिए because he has a lot of influence. So,
Uh-huh.
but that's an indirect way. But
Uh-huh.
that's what they come for.
For finance and for projects.
Not finance, but projects only. Again,
Ah.
they also want support so that they can deliver better.
Mm.
And
And what are the questions? What are the FAQs from celebrities or famous people?
same,
3 baskets.
yeah, they'll be talking about or projects. 4
Mm.
like projects. They want to do this project with him, make a film with him, or sometimes they're health related, or sometimes they're relationship related. Or sometimes they, oh Gurudev, please bless that I get this project, this job. हो गया ना, same
Wow.
summary. Yeah, दुनिया पूरा ऐसे ही गोल गोल करके उसी पे.
There's so much information and so many things happening, people from all around the world reaching out. How does Guruji manage his energy levels?
Yeah, that's the wonder. That's what I'm also wondering. And also learning. The more, that's the learning that I have till now, that the more natural you are, there is some higher power that just makes your life flow. So the more you are into the flow, that gives the energy, I think. You're aligned, the more aligned you are with the nature, that much more you are in the flow and you have that energy, and it gives.
Can you share some?
He is in that, he is the flow actually. He is the water flow. Waterfall. Yeah. Can you share some?
You are always in such proximity to Guruji. What are some of your observations?
Yeah, this is one, like I said, more natural, just being natural and uplifting, positive. Achha, one more observation is that any gadbad cheese, no? Or suppose you want to scold someone, or you want to complain about someone, or you want to have like chips and not too healthy things which are not too good for your, but you have feeling like doing it. बहुत मन बहुत हो रहा है मगर you don't want to. It's not good for your health. So such things you postpone. Basically, negative things you postpone. And positive things you do it immediately. This is what I've seen around.
Like positive things, example?
Positive things like praising someone, or if you're hungry, eating the right food, or doing some action which is good for everyone, do it immediately. Or meditating, for example, you are supposed to meditate now, meditating. So the positive things, doing it immediately, and the negative things, procrastinating it. Usually we do the opposite. Positive things we say, करेंगे हाँ, रूम साफ करना है हाँ करेंगे, क्रिया करना है मेडिटेशन हाँ पहले ये कर लेता हूँ फिर करेंगे. एंड नेगेटिव थिंग्स हाँ तुरंत, गुस्सा करना है तो फ़ोन करके गुस्सा कर देंगे, है ना, सामने नहीं भी हो उसको फ़ोन करके उसको पोस्टपोन करेंगे. सो इमोशनली होके नहीं कोई एक्शन लेना. दैट इज.
How many times does Guruji meditate in 24 hours?
I think he is in meditation. He is in a state where it doesn't matter. But his lying down, his resting means sleeping or meditating. It's everything is same. Or talking or working. But yeah, I think when he takes this noon meditations, common meditations, that time, evenings before satsang or in satsang also sometimes he meditates. So for him, for us, we need like a discipline to get into that. For him, he is meditation. He is in that flow, no? So whenever it is needed, he will just do it.
So usually he does his meditations with everybody else.
That's what I see. But he does like in satsang, before satsang, he does his pranayams. He does pranayams, meditation. Meditation also many times he says, "Chalo abhi jao sab dhyan karte hain." And then morning before we come, he does it. That is there every day after bath. He will do. He does the meditation.
Do what?
No, like some puja or something he does, and like everyone he tells, no, deep jalao, deep jala ke he does a puja and meditates. Yeah, once morning to he does definitely. Before that he won't come down. He does the puja, he meditates, then he comes. And evening also pranayams he does. Noon meditations he takes sometimes.
So you get to do more meditations.
I get to do more meditation? No. When I'm around him, like normal, same.
One question from management point of view. There is information overload. From around the world, millions of people are sending notes and information. Even Art of Living organization is so big. How many people must be actively volunteering in Art of Living, Seva?
See, 35,000 teachers are there.
Full time?
No, full time maybe in India 1,000. So full time you are asking? Actively only 35,000 teachers are active teachers. They have Sudarshan Kriya, they take courses. Some may be active, some may be inactive, but yeah.
35,000 teachers, 60 departments.
It is in Bangalore ashram. There are some 20 ashrams.
20 ashrams.
In India. Plus internationally, I think 9-10 countries also.
9-10 ashrams internationally, outside India. 180 countries.
9-10 or more maybe.
180 countries actively courses are going on. And different regions have different heads who look into these responsibilities. So there's so much information coming from within inside the organization. And of course there are other NGOs, politicians, celebrities, people, international people, people from different industries, business industries. I believe so many people must be reaching out. How does he deal with all the information?
Through secretaries. So whatever is needed, the secretaries filter most of it, and also he gets his messages and he makes people. It's so seamless that he manages. But he's active all the time, phone. Every time he will finish this meeting and he'll get up, he'll just see his phone and quickly scroll through and pick up which is the important one. Intuition. That's why he says his intuition is quite strong. Very.
Go ahead.
Yeah, quite strong. Like it's ultimate.
So secretaries sort the information. And what are some...
One part.
Huh?
One part, but he also gets directly
directly.
his phone, email, messages, phone calls.
Hmm. Decision making is also a tiring process, no? Choosing between these two things or something like that. How many decisions does he make in one day?
I've never calculated that, but yeah, it's a good question. Every moment is a decision. That's why he just flows. Few thousands, I guess, at least.
Hmm. So with intuition, he's able to make which or what. How much time does it take for him to take decisions?
Hmm.
Immediate.
Yeah, many times he knows what decision is already there, but the problem is he cannot dictate his decision to people.
I don't understand.
As in, you know that this is going to happen, and if I tell you, no, you do this, this is going to happen. He doesn't work like that.
Then?
He says, Socho, you have to come up with that. So decision is not difficult. Convincing people or people coming to that decision is the main
task.
Yeah, is a skill. वो गीता में कहते हैं ना कि कृष्णा tells Arjun that you what did he say, that you do whatever you want to, but ultimately you will do what I want you to do. So he knows.
You have taken many corporate and startup courses also. What are their FAQs? And what answer would you give with an example of Guruji solving those problems?
Yeah, FAQs are same, bhai. Like for example, you had organized that startup. So what was the question?
Happiness course. And even the corporates.
No, in
managing
startup
teams.
you were there. Did anything come to you?
So those are also from the 4 baskets only. How to
है ना?
make the most of energy levels, how to advance, how to stay fresh.
That is health, huh? Health related.
Health, wealth. So, what are the tips for managing big teams?
Managing big teams. Not to be too controlling. Big teams, I would say, no, you don't need to control too much. And at the same time, you have to monitor and make sure that things happen in a certain line. So there's a balance there. And creating a positive trend, positive attitude, positive culture. Big team needs a right culture in place. So if the culture is in place, then things flow in the right manner. Culture could include like meditation, kriya, listening to knowledge. Like in our ashram, it's there, no? Like morning sadhana, sometimes noon meditation, then evening satsangs. It's a good culture.
Tips on finding right people.
Finding right people for your
business
work.
Tips on finding right people for business.
This tip is valid. The one tip is that first you be very clear with what you want. The more you are clear with what you want, the more sooner the universe will bring it for you. So all that you need is more clarity.
And how do you get the clarity?
Meditation. Sadhana, seva, satsang, meditation, and knowledge. And
you had mentioned that Guru is always in the present moment, 100%. Can you share some examples of Guruji being 100% in the present moment?
Yeah, so there was this वो वाला story सुनाना ना.
कोई भी.
और कोई story.
वो बोल दो. Then if you can think of more, I can say.
So this was, once he was every day at the ashram, when Gurudev is at ashram, he takes, he comes for the satsang. In the evening, everyone gathers together, few thousand people. So one of the days, he was leaving from the satsang, and there was a huge crowd, 5,000-10,000 people, and he was waving at all of them, and he does a lot of drama, like show, yeah, bye, and I love you. ऐसे करके he was leaving from the crowd, and huge rush, a lot of people, and then he's just exiting, and then just at the exit there was again huge rush. Guruji, Guruji, blessing, this. So then there was one couple who had their kid with them, and they wanted that Gurudev does the Anna Prashna for their child. So Gurudev came out, and as soon as he came out, Guruji, they give that spoon with the kheer in that. So Gurudev took that spoon, then he did this, and then he fed the kid. So there was so much crowd, so many people were there. And in spite of that, he had this, he in that present moment, 100%. And then he was aware that, okay, this spoon is hot, it will be hot for the kid. So parents didn't know. Parents did not notice that the spoon is, or the kheer is hot, or the spoon is hot. But Gurudev, in spite of all that, he had this presence, and he did this act. So that was very touching. So, every moment, every step, maybe immediately after that, the next step he did also was like that. Maybe I did not notice. So it is like this, that every moment, every step, he is fully there, 100%. Like when the people come to me and say, Gurudev ko mereko personally milna hai. But when he, even in a darshan line, general darshan line, when Gurudev meets anyone, when he meets someone, he is there with them 100%.
Like he doesn't think of anything or anybody else.
Yeah.
When he's talking to you, he's only talking to you.
He's there with you fully. So
yeah, I have experienced this myself when I was traveling with him in the car. There's so many things happening inside the car, but when somebody comes to the window and somebody is talking to them, he will listen to them with 100% attention and properly answer to that question as if nothing had happened before.
Correct.
So have you noticed like this before? Somebody comes with a very serious issue, but when he's talking to the next person, you feel...
Yeah, it's fresh. Again, new. Being in that moment every time.
We make a lot of mistakes. Pretty sure he comes across a lot of mistakes on day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
How does he deal with the mistakes?
Yeah, Gurudev says, you do as many mistakes as you want, but don't repeat a mistake. So, yeah, once he hadkauted me also, then he said, second time aise ho raha hai. He has a full track of, he will not express it, but when the time is there, once he said second time ho raha hai, and then another mistake I had done, he said 3 baar kara tumne. So he knows. But he is compassionate and he gives you a long rope. That's all.
I mean, somebody else would have just got irritated, no? तीसरी बार कर रहा है and this and that.
Yeah. उनका तो ऐसे है. See, all these points that we learn in the course, no, they eventually lead to the same thing. Being fully there, 100%, being in the present moment. acceptance. So many times he says that he is, अरे हमने ये acceptance point बोल के तो बहुत बड़ी गलती कर दी. अभी हमें एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. तो आश्रम में सबको एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ता है, जो भी आए उसको एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ता है. That's why he says ashram is like a zoo. It's not like one herd mentality, one herd of cows. It's all. There is snakes and there is cheetah and there is bhalu, there is dogs and there are horses and there's cows. Everything, everyone. It's कहते हैं ना आश्रम में, he says that there are, आश्रम में 4 कच्चे 4 लुच्चे 4 सच्चे मिलेंगे. सब टाइप के लोग रहते हैं.
So what does luche mean?
लुच्चे मीन्स गुंडे टाइप के लोग सब आते हैं. हाँ, मिस्टेक्स के बात की तो लुच्चे देखो, these art of living courses happen in prisons, in jails, and with hardcore criminals, with Naxals, with so many people who have done heinous crimes. But at the end of it, they are innocent inside. So you know, he has this one beautiful AGA of Gurudev is there with Denmark criminals. So, and some other, so when he meets them, no, so those people feel so grateful that Gurudev has come to their life and this knowledge has come to their lives. So their way of expressing their gratitude is like, Gurudev, you just name anyone, we will bring that person dead or alive to you.
Oh.
किसको मारना है बताओ, आप किसको भी हम मार देंगे आपके लिए.
How does Guruji reply to that?
क्या नहीं, मतलब this is just metaphorical. They also know that Gurudev.
So for them, from their lives, like the way to give back to somebody is giving the commitment.
The style, their style of saying is like that. Yeah.
So basically they're going to, for Guruji, they want to go to any extent.
Yeah, they're ready for it.
And there are tough times and bad times even for him. Many projects that some violence is going on around the world. But there are good things also. So if we say about opposite things are
that is what makes Gurudev. Bringing him, what brings glory to his work is the opposite of it.
Example,
why do people appreciate Kriya or this meditation or this path? Because of the stress, of the chaos that other things are causing. So, or the violence. Why is there's value of peace? Because of violence. That's when. Why do you appreciate peace of mind? Because there is disturbance of mind. Why do people come to Gurudev? Because of the outside troubles. So वो किसी का तो ऐसे है ना कि मेरे को आप इतना दुखी रखना, इतना खुश मत कर देना कि हम आपको भूल जाएं. थोड़ा तो जीवन में दुख या मुश्किल सिचुएशन या प्रॉब्लम्स, पीड़ा होनी चाहिए ताकि गुरु को याद रखें, गुरु के पास आए.
And about accepting situations.
Accept. See, and this people. World Culture Festival में था. You know, this World Culture Festival in Delhi. So if 11th was the program, on 9th, some people, they put a case that this land is a wetland and they cannot do program here. They were waiting till 9th because courts end there and they cannot take a decision. It will put on a stay and they'll not be able to move. So very intelligently they put it on 9th. So this tough situation, but then Gurudev maneuvered and things happened. And the first day, uh, it so one of the some of the trustees, the senior members, they came to Gurudev and said ki, Gurudev, we have also, as a backup, we have booked this indoor stadium which with 25,000 people, and all the performances can be done very nicely in this indoor stadium, and it will be covered also with rain also if there is rain, because forecast was saying there is rain. And this is for the after the first day of the program, for the second day. And the stage was also a floating stage, they needed to dig deep, but they didn't do that because wetland restriction or something like that. So the stage was like a floating very this thing. So Gurudev said, देख लो आप लोग को जो करना है करो, मैं तो जाऊंगा वहां पे और वहीं पे बैठूंगा.
Oh.
मैं तो यमुना के उधर ही बैठूंगा. और and then it happened. People, everything.
What was his
Lakhs, millions of people came.
What was his reaction when he first heard about the news?
About which one?
What was his reaction when he first heard that they have put this case against us on the 9th and they are going to stagnate it?
Yeah, he knew some forces are there, some opposing forces are there. He maneuvered. Next action, what action is needed, all those things. Main thing is not losing the...
And there are so many people who comment about him. They might be calling him by some upshabds or like giving
all
names
the time,
to him.
all the time. Yeah. He just ignores. He doesn't... So on this path, there are praises and there are insults. So you take them all together and keep moving on. Focus on your goal and keep moving.
You have done Vipassana also. Before Sudarshan Kriya, you had done Vipassana. What is the difference between Vipassana and Art of Living's Sudarshan Kriya?
Vipassana is very, the course was very intense. Actually, I did it after the Sudarshan Kriya also. I learned that Sudarshan Kriya and I did the advanced course in Art of Living. And I felt that, the Art of Living thing is not very intense enough. I wanted something more intense, more serious. And then I did the Vipassana, and so it was more serious and it was more grueling. But that was that desire to do something more intense, and all this was again a desire only, and it was like a play of the ego. So I felt a little, again there also a little vacuum, to be honest, that it was a little boring. Yeah, this was, the Sudarshan Kriya was more, when I felt more energy, more freshness, more lively, more natural. Yeah. So for some time I had like stopped Kriya and practiced this diligently. You had to practice 2 times in a day. Vipassana. If you do
did Vipassana 2 times a day.
Yeah, morning, evening, 1 hour. You have to sit, meditate, and so I was doing that diligently. I was practicing that, but I was not seeing the transformation or results as such, because life was okay. It was equanimous, calm, but little dull, I would say, little boring and dull. There was something missing there also, I felt. Then I came back to this Kriya. I repeated a course. then after the course, I felt, wow, man, this half an hour of Kriya, I start feeling so fresh, so energetic, lively, natural. I'm able to express what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and it was more lively, more full of life. So then I thought that, yeah, this is better. This is more holistic. Vipassana is maybe a little more compartmentalized, that you keep your meditation separate, your other spiritual life is separate, your regular life and job is separate, and your personal life is separate. We can't compartmentalize your whole life.
Hmm.
They can't be watertight.
Hmm.
There has to be a mix of all. So that's what in Art of Living, in Sudarshan Kriya, because there is a mixture, sadhana, seva, satsang. So you do your meditation and Sudarshan Kriya and those practices, and there is seva also integrated into it. You do some service activities, help people, do contribute in whatever you can, and then also knowledge, talking about knowledge, being with a group in the knowledge, and talking, discussing, gossiping, knowledge. Gossip, go is knowledge. Sip. So that's the more holistic approach and more relevant to the current times. Vipassana would have been the ideal thing in the time of Buddha, because there the society was different.
Hmm.
There was no mobile phones, there was no Instagram, there was no um, uh, the people were very well off, and people had all the amenities they had. That's why he gave them a begging bowl. You leave everything and you come to serve, or you shave your head and take a begging bowl, because that was the kind of society that time. Now the society is different culture, different styles. There people were still more sattvic. They would donate and they would do things. Here today it's Kalyug. It's different. People behave differently, and their attitudes and the whole society is different. Low, what is that? Low focus, है ना? Attention deficient.
Hmm.
People can't focus on more than 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Different society, so different things, different techniques, tools, they come out. And then
What is LNB?
LNB, Gurudev calls it love and blessings, and it's actually Liebscher Bracht. It's a German person.
Can you repeat the term?
Liebscher and Bracht. So there is a German guy, technique. He's brought this technique, and it's quite effective to relieve from pain. So it's a pain management technique wherein if anyone has any pain at any part of the body, we press at certain points, and the pain gets released instantly.
Hmm.
Mostly 90% of the times, and people feel very good. And then it's followed up with some personalized tailor-made exercises for them, for that part of the body, and that helps to sustain that pain-free living thereafter.
So people can visit you for LNB treatment.
They can contact the Panchkarma Center, Ayurvedic Center, or Ayurvedic Hospital.
There also it's available.
There, it's available, and it's going to become more common also.
Share with us some guru story or a miracle that you have witnessed or seen.
Miracle is just about seeing things. See, a brown cow eating green grass and giving white milk.
Yeah.
It's just about seeing things, no?
Hmm.
You had heard this before?
No.
No?
Yeah, but he was talking about this in Ashtogra yesterday.
No.
About amazing how two people come together and give birth to a child out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
And
So in Krishna's time, they used to say that at Krishna's time, all the gopis around, they never noticed any miracle.
hmm,
Only after 1 year they would remember, oh, yeah, this thing happened. So when you're around him, you are living in that miracle miracle zone, and then it feels, yeah, this is so obvious. But then later you realize, no, it was everything. So yeah, stories like that happen every moment.
so what
Like
was
in a,
something that you realized later on that this was something unusual?
everything, like sometimes in a darshan line he would suddenly turn around and he would go to there's huge rush and he's just walking out and we are like, really, okay, he's going out of the darshan. Now there's suddenly he turns around, goes deep into the darshan and he meets that one lady. How are you? He says. Then that lady was like full out. She didn't know what's happening. Then he said, what is this? She said, ha ha ha. And then she gives that tiffin. Then later on, Gurudev said that she had made butter for me, and for years she had thought that she will make butter for me and give it to me. So she had come to give it to me after years.
Hmm.
And then when the time came, she couldn't give. So he had to turn, like there was so much crowd, she couldn't give. So he went specially to collect that. And even when he went to her, she was so zoned out that she didn't remember that. Gurudev had to remind that, give. So things like this keep happening. So it's not about, more about the चमत्कार को नमस्कार ऐसा नहीं है यहाँ पे इतना. I don't know. चमत्कार चाहिए तो होता है. That also happens. But
Like what?
like once he came in the morning and he said, you smell this water. So it was smelling of rose and taste, and he said in the night this whole bottle became pink, and there was whole Devi came inside it. And then she went in the morning. And yeah, like these, so many things happen.
So there are one class of people who want to hear about
Miracles.
and
Chamatkar.
spirits.
Yeah.
Tell us about spirits.
Yeah, like these spirits, and there are so many Devi Devtas who come. So in Karnataka itself, there is one temple. There Devi, she talks, and that. So there are people who lift her, and then she writes on something. So Gurudev was talking to her, कैसे हो? Then she would say, आप हम अभी मिले क्यों नहीं इतने समय से हमको? She would say, and then बुलाया क्यों नहीं? Then there was one Appaji who used to come. He had a stone. So that stone had a Devi. And that stone would answer two questions. Like, will this happen? Yes. If yes, become heavy. Otherwise, become light. So the stone would become heavy or light based on what is the answer for you, what the answer Devi is giving.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and what about some troubled souls like Bhoot Pisach, some things like that?
yeah, Bhoot Pisach also. So there was this one story that um, some person, this was when Gurudev was very young. Gurudev had shared this story. So he was very young, and so he heard that some people, someone who could cure cancer. So Gurudev said, yes, bring him. I would like to meet him. So he met him, and then Gurudev said, how do you do it? So he said, I can teach you. So he so he wanted to become Gurudev's Gurudev. So he would say that I get this Siddha Purush. I see Siddha Purush, they come to me and then I do it. So Gurudev said, I would also like to see. So he said, okay, on this day at this time, usually he comes. So Gurudev, when he reached there, he said he just came. All the other people saw him also, but Gurudev came and then he left. So Gurudev said, okay, next time also. अरे अब भी आए थे, just अभी चले गए. So every time Gurudev would go, it would not happen. But other people, it would happen. So every time he would give these excuses. So once Gurudev said, no, you have to, okay, you stay next to my room. On that day, Tuesdays, he would come at this time. You stay next to my room and be there. I will come whenever. So he was there. Gurudev was there till night, late night. Then he said, okay, I'll go to my room, but I'm next door only. Whenever it comes to you, that time you call me. So Gurudev was in his room and he was waiting, and then just he probably had a little jhabki, and in that he saw there is one very old person and he's asking permission, can I come? Gurudev said, no way, go away. So the next day morning, this guy who was the who would cure cancer and all, he came to Gurudev and he did a Shashtang Pranam. And then he said, no, Gurudev. So the person who had come in Gurudev's dream was this guy's, the passage of this guy's guru. So he would cure people through that passage. And then this cancer thing was getting cured, but that would happen only for a week or two. And then it would come back again. So like that, there are spirits but it's not a permanent solution.
So there is some people who are interested in knowing this, and there are some people who are like, what is these things? I don't see it. What's the proof of it? And they might think of this as like a blue star or out of the world thing. It's not practical and things like that. So even for them, he does so many things scientifically, right? He's a science graduate, and he's actively reaching out to people and trying to solve their problems. As you said, that there are these just 4 or 5 baskets of questions that most of them have, and he's reaching out to the scientific community, to businesses, to prisons, to veterans, army veterans around the world, and still getting and doing things. It's not like just he's engaged in miracles and all these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Both. He has both. The left brain and the right brain.
Thank you for watching this podcast till the end. Please let us know in the comments what more topics and guests would you like to see in future episodes.